Professor Lessig, you indicate that a major injustice has been performed against a very young man, and as a result, you believe the president should pardon him. What kind of major injustice have you found here?
You know, Ari Teman was a business owner who had customers who stopped paying their bills. And he used a provision in a contract he had with those customers to collect from their banks the amount that they owed. And those contracts were contracts that were posted on the web. Now, the business claimed they didn't know this power was in the contracts, although Ari's lawyer had told them directly. And so they complained. And the US attorney thought that what Ari was doing was stealing the money from these customers. The idea that when you put into your terms of service what your lawyer told you to put in, that you would be found guilty of fraud, which is an intentional act, is outrageous. And it just seems to me that, in a context where the president has done so much to issue pardons in context, it just has to do with the injustice of a prosecutor's office that made a mistake and was unwilling to admit they made a mistake and has now led this poor person down into, the oblivion of our criminal justice system.
These companies and these individuals hadn't read their contract, and therefore that's why they thought the contract wasn't valid. Is that correct?
You haven't read your contract. That doesn't mean the contract is invalid. Look, these are businesses. These are adults. They have lawyers. And the idea that you would say, I haven't read my contract, and therefore the other side is guilty of fraud, that's the move that's just crazy here. I just don't understand what motivated this beyond, we're prosecutors and we can get away with it. But, we're at a moment when Americans need to be reassured about the justice system. My view is everybody, whether you're conservative or not, needs to believe in the justice system. And when you have this kind of intervention by a prosecutor's office that seems to be so insensitive to these basic questions and unwilling to, admit they're wrong, I think it raises lots of doubts in the minds of many people, including me.
Why did you decide to sign on and ask the President Trump to go and pardon this gentleman?
What I wanted to see here is the law do something right. The president and I are not friends. I've not supported many of his policies. But I do believe that he's expressed concerns about the criminal justice system and the justice system generally. He's not an insider. And if anyone would be sensitive to these types of issues, my sense maybe he would. And I hope that it has an effect. I hope that this is a chance for the pardon system to work in a way that releases a person who I think was wrongfully convicted of something that was not a crime.
Professor Lessig, thank you very much for joining us at One American News.
Thank you.